Call of Duty Warzone. We're going over tips and tricks so that you can be more successful in this Battle Royale experience. So in this, obviously, the typical rules for a Battle Royale apply, but some aspects have been changed. So obviously we've got this great map at the start. We've got a leader that can kind of determine where you're going to go. And we should, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? We can do that. So you can actually go and you can confirm on the ping note. See the ping there with the D-pad option. And that way you're able to coordinate where you're going. Note that as you zoom in, you can see all kinds of interesting icons and helpful little tips. So when you are jumping, keep in mind that you can actually plummet to your death. That means you can go really, really low on the parachute before having to actually use it. Now if you're trying to go longer distances, don't be afraid to use the parachute, cut the parachute, and then use it again, as it'll actually allow you to extend to where you're going. Whereas if you're just plummeting, you're going to just plummet, and it's not going to give you the distance you want. I suggest landing on a roof of a building. Basically, perhaps also think of getting an area that you are comfortable and familiar with, because you are going to be able to understand it better, know the looting patterns, and generally do better as a squad if you are familiar with the area that you're landing on. And it's not hard to find your own zone because this map is so large and has so many dynamic areas to it. Keep in mind that once you kill a guy, they do get downed, and you will have to actually finish them off, or otherwise they might get revived by their teammates. Great, so armor, that's very important. You can see that with Y, different button on other platforms, obviously, but it is essential. So you see in the bottom left corner of the screen, see those blue bars? Those are your armor pieces. You can have 3 of them at once. They are a great benefit to you. Basically, you know, they take extra bullet damage and allow you to live longer. Oh, there's a friendly little bear. So cool. When we are going to loot items, it's kind of a quick loot. So if it's something like cash or it's something like ammo, your character will automatically pick it up, which is a lot of help. If you do die, you'll go to the Gulag, which is an intense 1v1 situation, and maybe we could talk about tips when we end up on there. But basically, you can come back into the game, or your teammates can buy you back in. So when we're looking at loot like this, a gun, we get a lot of information right off the bat. So we know what kind of gun it is, we know the type of gun it is, and we know what kind of rarity it is. So this is just a common one, so that's not as special. Whereas this one, player, well, kind of generic, but you'll see different kind of colors, different types of weapons. So in the game, there are also these challenges, and these challenges are going to give you money. Money can be used to buy things from these shopping carts. So you see this on the map. You can actually buy stuff from this, and you'll also know where vehicles are. This map really does give you a great idea of where everything is. I suggest checking it out all the time because it's going to know and tell you what is up. Don't be afraid to ping at any point to let your teammates know where you're going, and to also ping where your enemies are, because you can look at them and you can ping their locations, which is smart. You can use the parachute at any point in the game. You don't have to just use it off the start, so we're going to probably jump off the building a sec here, but I want to kind of see if I can get an assault rifle up here because I want to show something off. So these are crates. These are where you're going to get the best goodies. So you see that one's an injector a little bit better. So these are field upgrades. These are things that you can kind of use for a limited time. Keep in mind that we are focusing on Battle Royale in this, and not the other mode where you are aiming to plunder and take all the cash you can. This is specifically the Battle Royale. So you can descend and ascend large buildings because they don't have every single floor to them, so watch out for elevators like that. That will give you an advantage. Great, so here we go. We can jump off at any point, double tapping A and or a different platform in order to use your parachute. And you can also free look holding LB so that you look around in a third person perspective to know what's happening. Be careful in your parachutes too. You don't want to awkwardly hit stuff. So great, when you are aiming in, you can click in the right stick and or platform or equivalent, and that will actually mount your weapon on things. So you can aim in on the side and actually use that as a way to look around the edges. So like with regular Modern Warfare, the main game, which I did do a tips and tricks, I would suggest checking that out for the multiplayer experience because it actually is going to help you a lot in close quarters. You can do a lot of the same techniques that work in that game. So we have the slide tackling option. Don't forget that you can go prone, so you can lie around, and you can crouch and hide, and again using your corner sneak because it makes you a little less vulnerable. When you are running through buildings, keep in mind that you do make sound. When you're breaking through windows, it makes a sound like glass falling. If you are running through doors, it makes a loud sound. So just keep that in mind when you are kind of moving through the world, because the noise you make will basically, alert others to where you're going. Now, vehicles are pretty cool. I suggest using the semi because you can kind of like get everybody in the back. You can use it to actually jump on top of buildings. So I can't reach this, but if we had a semi here, I could jump on top of it and then jump up on the building. And you can use it in other situations. It's also great for ramming people. They don't see it coming. I'm trying to find a door so I can show this off. So yes, a couple techniques. You can run right through a door and it'll open. So we can show that off again in case you aren't familiar with the game, like Modern Warfare. Some people, this might be the first time. You just run right through the door and it'll break open for you. Be careful because somebody be on the other side of it. You can also just hold X and that does a quiet door open. So that's a good technique if you're trying to be a little bit more stealthy when you are approaching different areas. Keep in mind that you can mantle over a lot of things if you need to get to places, and you can also jump mantle too in case you're trying to get over walls, because that might be an issue for you. We're going to run over to the vehicle because I want to briefly kind of go over that too. Again, looking at cover, you can kind of do that with your weapons, just using it. Keep that in mind, it's very helpful. So vehicles, hold X to get into the vehicle, and you get all these options. You can do handbraking, reversing, you can switch the seats. It's very easy to kind of understand vehicles. They have a damage meter there in the middle, and they can like light on fire and kind of explode, so keep that in mind when you are in the vehicles. There are a lot of different types of vehicles. You can press A quickly to switch the seats, or hold X to exit the vehicle at any point. You can also climb on vehicles and other things. So when it comes to looting, I suggest kind of looting buildings that are smaller, like this. Now, this doesn't seem like a small building, but when you're playing in a battle royale that has absolutely like massive buildings to it, the little ones are good. Keep in mind that you need to keep in the rings, otherwise the gas will kill you. Some of my favorite spots include the TV station. That's kind of a remake of a COD 4 map. Really good spot there. Outside the airport, around the superstore, I find this area to be really good for kind of looting and stuff. Now, I'm saying these spots just based on where I've landed and kind of the comfort I've had being in them to kind of find stuff. Around here has been pretty good, and we actually might want to go over there. And then some other spots have been a little busier. Up here, I notice a lot of people go around those spots. And you're going to find loot everywhere in the game. And as you progress, you're going to keep finding loot, and you're going to find kind of less and less loot too, because other people will have died, they'll have come back in, they'll be looting, they'll be taking things. So it's about working together and actually coordinating as a team, which I think we're out of luck here because I think one of our guys quit. Looks like there's a guy up there. So don't forget to use your weapons, your grenades, your tacticals, because those are going to be a big advantage. And I will suggest when you do down somebody, before you finish them off, that you do look around and make sure that they don't have a teammate nearby to revive them before finishing them off, because while they're down on the ground, they're not going to really do much. So you can actually ping using up on the D-pad to let other people know where you're going. Can really do that there because that guy died. So I don't know if they're all dead. Let's go in there and take a look. He might have been away from his group. I kind of want the upgrade there a little bit. And when you're looking over loot, again, use the kind of meter to judge what they have. Always make sure you're carrying some sort of primary grenade and a secondary. And don't be afraid to use your equipment when you do have it. The trophy system, obviously, for dealing with throwables and things like that. I don't think the turret's in this one. I know it's in Plunder. You can put down the self-turret. That's really helpful. And, yeah, we can't go through that door. Be careful where you're going and try to understand the area around you. So situational awareness is a big one for me when I say that and kind of preach it in all of the games I play, just because I think it is something that is really smart to think about. And situational awareness is just being aware of where you are, listening to the sounds, and understanding things. So in the game, occasionally you're going to see these drops. So these are special kind of drops. They are basically allowing you to use your regular loadouts for multiplayer. That's how you get perks and stuff in the Battle Royale experience. And obviously, having perks, having your regular weapons that you use in multiplayer are going to be a really good thing. But people are also going to be drawn to them, so keep that in mind. So it doesn't hurt to do objectives too, like we kind of showed right off the beginning there. Oh, he's at the redeploy. Well, we'll do that in a sec. Okay, because we can actually bring that guy back. I thought he had actually quit. So we'll do that next time we get our loadouts. So it's good to be careful and kind of, you know, scout out the area before blindly running in and grabbing your stuff. It does just take a second, though, to grab your kit and be on your merry way. Now, watch out your ammo counts, too, because your ammo tends to basically run out pretty quickly. Is that the closest one? Okay, so you can confirm and deny when people ask things, too, right? Oh, was that there? Very closer one. Whatever, we'll go do this. Danger, danger. Well, I'm trying to go and buy him back. I guess I'll just keep pushing and doing this. Hopefully our teammate doesn't die. Now there's one over what? So the buy station was over. Whatever, we'll go and we'll show off the items you can buy anyways. Yes, we know there's danger. Sorry, I'm getting so mixed up by everything here. So, yeah, like I was saying, make sure you have a grenade in a secondary if you have the options for it. Use ammo stations because they're actually going to fill up your ammo. So when you first get a gun, like a machine gun, it might only come with like 30 bullets, and that's not going to be helpful. And you might not even notice you don't have that many bullets and clips. So going to an ammo station is going to be very important so that you can load out drop monitor. You can buy that too. Let's buy this guy back in. Yep. So we purchased him, now you can come back, and this is where you can buy other things like UAVs and precision things, and like the loadout. So obviously the loadout, and then we have my regular multiplayer tools. I'm kind of thinking I might need to add a scope, because this is a game where there's a lot of really open areas, and tight ones. So we got the MP5 for the tight, and then we have this for the long distance. I feel kind of bad, because that guy died while I went to go and buy this guy. I was trying to be a team player, but yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Because I should save up to buy the other guy too. See where we're looking at. So we're right in the middle area. I kind of like to go to the promenade area there. So this spot, kind of a helpful little location, I think. You know, it's got some good stuff to it. And it doesn't hurt to let your teammates know what's going on. So you can also click up on the D-pad or platform equivalent, and you can do these other maneuvers too to kind of let people, you know, I guess like a moat, I guess you could say. So if you want to change your firing rate, you can actually click left on the D-pad if you didn't know that. So you can see how I'm switching there on the bottom of the screen. You see I'm switching between single shot and multi-shot. Did the other guy win his way back in? Bravo. I gotta say that. Absolute bravo on that one. Great work. So yeah, if you do get to win, you get to come back and you get to drop in. And apparently get blasted away almost instantly. I don't know where that was from. Remember to keep our ammo up. Oh, nope. I'm gonna die and get to go to the Gulag. Cool. So hopefully my tips will help out in the Gulag too, but I've honestly never been really good. You can hold X to skip the Gulag if you don't want to actually deal with it. And just get in here and you can like throw things down and it's kind of like, you know, whatever, not a big deal. Weapons do tend to change, so you can actually get a couple different things. There might be a pistol, I've had a shotgun before and stuff like that. When you do get to go one-on-one with somebody, and it says your rounds in the top left corner. So you can also press start and you can see kind of like what you're supposed to do in like missions, if you want to do those. And then again, we can use this kind of meter here on the map, kind of looking at it again, deleting pings with RS, seeing where vehicles and everything are like we mentioned. Oh, here we are in the Gulag. Oh, I hate this weapon. I've never won with this one. So I tend to like kind of just run in and hope that it sort of works out, but it did not, and I'm dead unless everybody buys me back. Bad method. So yeah, you can either kind of hide around a corner, you can run at people. Different things work for different people. I've won a few just kind of rushing in there and attacking somebody, and lost other ones because I wasn't smart about it. Alright, we're back for another round. I didn't think we really got everything that I wanted to kind of go over. So you can actually drop items for your team by holding down on the D-pad, and this includes a number of items. Where did that guy go? And I'd like to also mention to keep in mind that when you are in buildings, a lot of them, or well, many of them, you can actually easily find a ladder or some set of stairs that will take you to the top of them. And a lot of them are dynamic, so they could have different people in different rooms. And it doesn't hurt to maybe find, like, you know, if you have a good group of friends that you're playing with or a team, find a good spot and just kind of camp it out as you're playing. Wow, 2 guys. Not good. So that was a pretty good win in the Gulag, and this is a good situation of seeing what happens when you do get to win and actually get to come back into the game. Kind of dropping it around here and seeing what's up with the team. Always fun watching a Gulag battle, though. So yeah, I do suggest being close to your teammates, but maybe not right on them if they are getting attacked. The best is when you actually kind of find out where your body was and go back to it to collect your loot, especially if you have some good stuff going on. It's nice these guys came back here. So yeah, just kind of be smart with what you're doing and the weapons you're collecting. I like to have a good close range and a long range weapon if possible. You can find better weapons if you are doing those bounties and getting the work done. And the game is a lot more dynamic than just like your typical surviving battle royale. There's a lot of little things in this one that are going on. Oh, like I was mentioning with the ammo thing, see it's only got 8 shells, so you gotta keep that in mind. You only have a limited amount of bullets, only 1 RPG, but if I was to find like an ammo cache, basically I would be able to, you know, keep that ammo up and therefore not die as fast, which would be golden. Yeah, I think this was around where I died. So just get out there, find loot, open caches, get better items, find tools and weapons that you're comfortable with using, and then be smart with how you're using them, because those are what are going to determine, you know, how well you're going to survive out here. Be smart about your lives and stick together, as things can go south really fast in this one. But I hope the tips kind of helped. Went over a lot of details in this and what to expect. And yeah, good luck out there on the battlefield, because you never know what's gonna happen. Nope.